My friends, are you ready to explore a cutting edge concept that's going to take your understanding of education to new heights? Let me introduce Agile Shaala, the innovative school that redefining the way we learn. Agile Shaala is a unique concept where the entire school curriculum is designed around agile principles with a focus on learning by doing, collaboration, and flexibility. Agile Shala making education exciting and effective like never before. Friends, you have to make sure to hit that like button to show some love for this incredible work that went into creating this top quality content. So without further ado, let's welcome our guests, the co-founders of Agile Shala, Dr. Purnima, Shrikara, and Dr. Nagashri. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. I am super thrilled and eagerly anticipating this session. Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We are also equally excited.
Great. Okay, so before we start, can you tell us about your background a little bit? Maybe start with Purnima from you.
Yeah, definitely, Sunan. Thank you for having us here. My training has been in research in the field of neuroscience and biochemistry. I have been working as a scientist, and now I would say I've always been a learner and continuing in that journey.
Great, great. Naga, what about you?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I would love to introduce myself as an educator. I have my research in organic chemistry, but as Purnima very well said that we all are learners here, and that is how we would like to contribute to this entire journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shri.
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Sunand, for having us. I am the odd man out between the three of us because I am the engineer here. I am a polyglot and I love traveling. Yeah, I would that would be my introduction.
Okay. Thank you, Shri.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so very first question which was there, maybe Purnima, you can help me that how you become interested in agile scrum concept, because for us it's mostly into IT industry, into software, but as you mentioned, you are not from that background. So how this idea originated?
So basically, when we work with students, we are working with a very agile system as it is, right? Like each one is different, each class is different. So whenever a teacher teaches, two different sections parallelly also, the way the class goes on is different because each group of students will be different. So when I came to first know about agile management that is used in software companies, I always felt when they introduce that it gives that agility and flexibility, I always felt that it would be so nice to have it in our classrooms because it provides that flexibility that is required, the freedom. At the same time, will give a kind of responsibility because the students can actually own up their learning and plan collaborative work as well as individual work, reflect upon how they're learning. So the first time I came to know about agile management was more than a decade back from my brother who used to work in a software company. And I was doing my PhD at that time. So from then, it has always been with me. And being a researcher, I've always been researching about how are they using these in classrooms. How does classroom management happen when product management happens like that? So that's how I was exposed to agile principles, and yeah, now we are here.
Great. Okay. Shri, you also want to add something on this, like how you both are interacting and fighting and
No, there was no fight.
no conflict. No conflict.
No, because I never worked in Agile, even when I was working as an engineer in corporate world. So Agile was entirely new to me as well. So like Purnima said, she heard it from her brother. That's how we got exposed to Agile. Right. So how did we get the idea was from there. But to implement that, we got the idea to implement because the whole program was supposed to be for homeschoolers. So the idea was to get homeschoolers on board to help them in planning their day. So we wanted to add activity-based learning and give agile framework for them to plan their day-to-day activities effectively, because they can lose out time because they don't have to attend regular classes like children going to regular schools. So that's how this idea came about.
Okay, okay. And I have some insider information that you guys are also CSM certified. Is it true?
Yes, we did take it because that would make us more.
At least foundation will be there at least.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why as founders we took it last year
Okay.
when we started. Okay,
Okay.
2 years.
So,
Yeah.
so my sources are good.
Yes.
Purnima, I think you are
Purvi-
on mute. You are on mute. You are.
So now Srikara and Nagashri are even Kanban certified.
Oh,
Correct.
great. Good, good. Okay, so thank you for that. Okay, so now let me ask you the different question. So can you explain that how this Agile Shala curriculum differs from the traditional school? Because you already just touched base on this, Shri, but I would like to hear from maybe from Naga on this.
Yeah, sure. Basically, curriculum is a design to acquire knowledge and skills. It differs from system to system. And the best approach is to, introduce different subjects, and usually it is all put into textbooks. But here it is more of, we are into experiential learning setup. Our entire curriculum, though, has relevance to all these things, but entire thing is based on observation skills. It is more of child exploring these subjects and integrating these subjects to the life skills. The subject skills are integrated with the life skills. This is the basic design of our curriculum. And yes, of course, agile principles help us achieve these things very effectively. This is what, we are up to.
Thanks, Naga, for that. Okay, so how do you guys measure the success of Agile Shala approach to education? If Purnima wants to take or.
Yeah. So basically, when we talk about learning, it is about how motivated the children are and how much responsibility they have taken towards learning. That is what actually helps a child to learn, or anyone, even an adult, to learn. So we would say that the measure of success of Agile Shaala would be to create those curious learners, children being curious about things around them, asking questions, finding answers, not waiting for someone to force them into, a particular class or telling them what to do. So that would be the actual measure. But when we actually want to test this out, like in our classes, when children are working on this, we have been keeping an eye on mainly two things. One is the way the children adopt agile methods, basically reflection and improvisation, because that is what helps them. So every now and then we talk to children, take up surveys with them and understand how practicing daily scrum meetings or having their Kanban boards in place helps them or is helping them in the process of their learning. So children have given beautiful insights because they are the ones who are frank. They like, they say, I like. They don't like, they say, I just don't like it. It's boring. So they are the best people to judge. So that is how we have been fine-tuning the process also. We have taken inputs from children in making it more child-friendly. At the same time, when it comes to the curriculum or the content that they're learning, we keep giving them open book assessments, different kinds of continuous assessments, where we see whether the children are able to answer questions from different existing boards also. These are not explicitly done, like telling the children that, now you have a test or an assessment, but we have been regularly keeping track, and we have seen beautiful results in the process.
Thank you, Purnima. I have one follow-up question on this. Like, how do you guys ensure that the Agile Shala students are well prepared for traditional standardized test and college admission? Because still, like, a lot of parents are, are from that typical mindset, and it's very difficult to change that mindset, because after this school, maybe they will have to go to some other, other colleges or schools like that. So, what is your take on that? Maybe Naga, you can take.
Yeah, sure. This is a very interesting question, actually. Uh, Exams and tests are very much part of the entire learning journey, not only in schooling system, but even in life at various situations. We are often, made to face exams and tests at various levels. So basically, if you see, there are two things here. One is the learning and the understanding process, and the second one is translating that to others so that others will get an opportunity to know how much skills we have acquired. So basically, to do this, our entire focus is not to prepare children for scores, not to tell them that, you need to learn a concept for scoring 100 on 100. For example, this year, our 8th grade children wrote their NIOS exams. Throughout the year, we never forced them or gave them concepts or questions which were important from the examination point of view. Rather, we made them look for whatever they are learning in the class around them, apply whatever they are learning in class to their life. So this actually strengthens their conceptual understanding. And once you are done with conceptual understanding, then writing any exams would be rather easier compared to a traditional system. So this is what we have seen. And the sharings which we got from our children were tremendous, and it was so so nice to hear from them. They shared that they were very happy to attempt all the questions in the exam. So this is what is the success of children who are writing exams, exams, the board exams, which are very important for them to get admissions to the next level. Our children are also writing their CET exams, NEET exams, JEE exams this year. So exams are very much integral part of our education system.
Okay, so there won't be any issues and challenges, right, to getting into next schools or colleges?
Absolutely not. In fact, the entire process makes it easier for them because they find the relevance, they find the significance of the entire process. They are able to derive that. So the entire process is not pressurizing for children. It makes it very easier for them to face any kind of exams.
Okay, great. Thank you, Naga. Okay, I have now one more interesting question. So you guys might have faced a lot of challenges while implementing this agile scrum-based approach to your school, to the education. So how you have addressed them? Do you guys have any coaches or mentor who can oversee you guys, or from where you can get some help? Or please, if you want to take Shri on this question.
Yeah, sure. So you might expect that the challenge would come from the kids, but actually it has been easier for the children to adapt because they can adapt.
But maybe difficult for parents. I'm sure.
Parents and adults, all the other adults that are with us, because agile itself in education is a very, very new concept, or probably we don't know if it even exists. Right. So it has been a challenge for the mentors, for us to work with mentors. So that is where, initially our stand-up meetings used to be about just giving updates about how their day went. So we have taken it step by step. And like you mentioned, we have taken a few training sessions also for the mentors to understand why we are doing what we are doing here. So that is where Purnima mentioned that Nagashri and I took Kanban training. That is something that we gave to the teachers also. It was a overview of how Agile can be used in a classroom setting or in an education environment. So that is something that we did to help mentors understand the process and how and why it would help them to use it in their day-to-day teaching or planning their lessons as well. And so that has also helped us in, we are trying to integrate as well between different subjects. So that is also something that, Agile has helped us in to manage or plan the subjects between mentors as well, or facilitators.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Shri.
I'd like
Okay.
to add a point here.
Yeah.
Another challenge that comes to my mind that we really face is with the teenagers, about being not only, I think, teenagers and adults. The thing is that the whole system is very transparent, right? Like it's visual on the board. So younger children they don't just mind, like whatever others think, they are very true to what they feel. But as soon as they enter the age of teenage, they find it more difficult to share everything with everyone. So that becomes a more sensitive age group. So that is a challenge. So sometimes we have to provide children with that assurance that you can only share it with those who you are comfortable with. And so the board visualization is something that even it's difficult, but over time, once they gain that relationship with the team, it actually turns into a positive thing. But that was one major challenge that we have faced with children.
Absolutely. Great. Okay, great. Thank you. And I think Shri just mentioned about the training and support which with respect to your mentor or your teacher. So what kind of training you guys provide to your teacher to teach in a agile scrum-based classroom? Purnima, you want to take this?
Basically, the first thing was to make them understand the value, right? So we have tried to make them experience how it would help them as before we tell that it will be helpful for the children to learn. Anything we will believe only when we see the value in it.
True.
So we have tried to conduct sessions, and it has been a continuous discussion process where we have tried to highlight the value it adds for us as individuals in our own learning and planning. Once they realize that, they maintain the board for their own personal work and how it helps them plan, that has helped those people who have adopted it to actually bring it to the classrooms more easily. So that is one thing that we try to highlight on, that it helps you, then it will help the children. So first, let us experience it. And the second thing is whatever literature or training, the certifications are all in the corporate language. So it's very hard for a teacher to actually understand and visualize that scenario, which is very foreign to educator. So there actually, one of our advisors, Mr. Oroth from Australia, he actually, he's a Kanban coach, and he helped us, train teachers. So he developed a couple of workshops for teachers in the language that teachers can understand. It is more closer to the classroom kind of environment. And that's how we have been customizing the whole process for the students and teachers. For students, as soon as we start practicing it, it becomes a journey for them because they're open to learning. For the adults, we need special training. And for children, we do not use any of the vocabulary associated like sprint, retrospective, and all that. We have made it very simple for them. It's reflection and improvisation, basically. For adults, we actually have proper sprint planning and all that. That happens, like it's mix of Scrum and Kanban practices that we have tried to bring in practice.
Great. And though you have just mentioned about the advice, so let's say someone wants to start this. I'm sure like they will have a lot of challenges, but what one advice you want to give if someone wants to implement this Agile Scrum concept in their classrooms? Naga, you want to take this?
Yes, sure. It brings in a lot of flexibility to the entire working space. So that makes things very easier. It is definitely, a way more easier to see whatever is happening in the group, especially when you're working in a group. It gives lot of clarity about the entire group dynamics rather than just the individual's work. So here, this process makes it very easier for teacher to handle these things. There is a lot of clarity given in there. And planning, as far as I feel, is natural to human beings. We plan vacation 2 years prior. We plan our wedding, we plan our children's education. So planning is natural. This entire Agile and Scrum, this process brings in a lot of clarity to the entire already existing nature for human beings. Definitely, it's a welcome, sign. If teachers, we would love to see more teachers adapting this. It will definitely bring in lot of flexibility and ease in the entire program.
Great. Thank you, Naga. Okay, so can you guys want to share any success stories or any achievements of your Agile Shala students or any alumni from the past, if you want to share any of the success stories from your school?
Yeah, I think almost every child is a success story for a teacher, right? Every lesson they learn and every day they successfully spend is a success story for us. So in that way, it's very hard to pinpoint, but certain general things that we would like to share is how planning has helped them, in their learning journey. One main thing is they have learned prioritization, right? Prioritizing what to do when. So I'm on a vacation with family. Should I do my assignment or enjoy the vacation with the family? That is a prioritization that the child should know. They should not think that, I must have my assignment there and do it when they're on a vacation. At the same time, when they're learning, they should be focused on learning. So this priority is what even a child who is 6-year-old in Agile Shaala, they know this word prioritization, they understand it. So they have learned it by doing. And another very important thing they have managed is estimating the time. It's when we say you have some work, I should know how much time I require to finish that work. Then it will be easy to, plan it. So initially they screw it up. They say, I will need half an hour. It's so easy. They will pick it up and it takes 1 hour. So these kind of time estimations, understanding their strengths and weaknesses, what they like, what they don't like, for which they need more help, what they can do by themselves. These are the reflections that we have seen in being incorporated in children's daily routine without them even realizing it. So one major thing that comes to my mind is one of our high school child has been homeschooled from before. The way, the whole process of Scrum has influenced him. It's beautiful. He's now able to give importance to academics as well as extracurriculars. It's not extracurricular anymore. So during the Scrum, he has everything along with the academics that we provide, language learning, instrument practice, coding. There are so many other things they're able to bring into their daily routine because they understand that much time they have. They're able to take it up. So that was a very beautiful experience for us. One of the experiences where Agile method helped homeschooler who has never been into any kind of timetable or any structure get a framework for his learning. So I think Nagashri and Shrikara may.
Yeah, to add to that, we have also been told by our students that when they have the storyboard and when they look at it, when they visualize the work that they have done and that needs to be done, so they have told us, so there's reflections coming from them that, when they see the backlog and the items that are there under the backlog column, it sort of motivates them to move everything to the done column. So it is like a visual check as to where they are. So that is something that we have heard. So it is motivating them to finish the tasks that they have planned for themselves. So that is one thing that I had to share. And yeah, probably the same kid that Purnima is talking about, right? if Nagashri has any other examples.
This practice brings in a sense of responsibility in children, and especially when they are young, taking responsibility for their act and participation is really tremendous. One of our a student who is a 12-year-old boy was seriously, I mean, he had a severe throat infection, bacterial infection when he was giving his final assessment. This agile method helped him uh, understand the importance and understand the beauty of the entire process. He was under medication and was not able to write his exams in the morning, so the child woke up at 10:30 in the night just to make sure that he's completing the assessment. And the joy after completing the assessment was so it was so nice to see and experience. This is a very important thing. A child who is 12-year-old is able to do it with this amount of responsibility. I don't think there could be something else for which we can really feel happy and exactly see the benefits of agile practices.
So if
Great.
it was any other kid, I think I've been happy. I have a medical certificate to miss my exam.
Exactly, yeah. He had all opportunity to choose not to write exams, not to write the assessment. But he could derive the significance and importance of the entire event. We have often heard students or parents saying that their children say that there is no purpose going to school, or even adults. We often say that whatever we have learned in school is of no use. We are doing something completely different from what has happened in school. But if we are able to bring in that relevance and significance in every event or in every learning what we are doing, that is
Great.
absolutely great.
So
Yeah.
basically, I think to add to what Nagashri was saying, it is basically the commitment, right?
Absolutely.
Children have that sense of commitment. In fact, we have an example of a student who did not want to put in his storyboard what time he's going to sleep, because for him it was a commitment that once it goes on the storyboard, it has to be followed. So basically they commit themselves. So here nobody's forcing them. So that is why I guess it works as well, or it has worked for us.
Absolutely. Great. Great to hear all those wonderful stories.
So if I can, I just want to add one thing. So when we talk about any practices, right, it's very easy to follow it as a ritual. But what we saw is in one of our 7-year-old who started using Scrum as a virtual student, the child could actually prioritize what should go on the board.
Mhm.
Could actually, he was that mature that he could get the principle, that philosophy of agile method. He said that everything need not go on the board. I have only few things that needs to be on the board that will help me progress. So he could actually even prioritize that and tell that everything need not be on the board. It is not about what to do. It's about what are the few things that I need to actually focus on. So that was a very beautiful experience for us. Taking in the philosophy is important. Rituals are very easy to be done. Just tick and done.
Absolutely.
So that these are some of the I think we'll keep going.
Okay, guys. So I have one more question for you. That okay. First of all, if you can tell where you guys are located, which locations, and if you have any future plans to open some franchisees, or if someone wants to associate with you, how they can contact you, or things like that.
Okay. So we have physical centers in Bangalore, in Basveshwar Nagar and Rajarajeshwari Nagar. We are opening another one in HSR layout in Bangalore in the coming year. We have one center in Mysore, and we are opening another center in Hyderabad in the coming year. So these are all learning clusters. While we are virtually present, it's a hybrid model. Our flagship model is virtual. So we have virtual families, families who are part of the virtual program. So children learn from their houses. They are there from Mumbai, Hyderabad. There are some virtual students even in Bangalore and Mysore who prefer to take it virtually for a number of reasons. what we visual, like the vision for Agile Shaala is to basically create those small learning clusters worldwide, so that there are small group of children who come together, they learn, enjoy learning, and they work together. So like that, we want to have small clusters, so the education can be more personalized for the children, because in a very big group, the child gets lost. So where individual spaces can be created. And we have a concept of micro shala, where 2-3 families or neighbors, they can get together and have practice these the same pedagogy, where they can the children can learn in that micro environment. So our scale up is basically in creating such learning clusters all over the world, so that children need not travel too far. They have the flexibility to be home or in a learning center. They have flexibility to travel, because whenever they travel or they're not well, they need not come to the center. The learning is continuous because it's a hybrid mode. So when it comes to scale up, of course, we will have to give out franchises. Right now, we have only had centralized units, but we are open to providing franchises as far as the people are open to these kind of beliefs towards learning. We would love to connect with anyone who is interested to bring about a difference in education. More the merrier, because it's absolutely needed. And we would, anywhere they want to open a center, we would be very happy to handhold them, help them, share our learnings, and I think then together we will be learning more. So they can contact us through our email IDs or phone numbers, and we will definitely would love to even look into the franchisee model and all that as we grow.
Definitely. Okay, so I think with this we reach to end of this session. So friends, whoever is watching this, we hope you found this session informative, engaging, and inspiring. And I would like to express my deepest gratitude to our guests, Dr. Purnima Shrikara and Dr. Nagashri, for sharing their expertise and insight with all of us. So friends, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content like this. And if you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to leave them in the comment below. And thank you once again. And we look forward to see you again soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you for the interview. Yeah, it was nice interacting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.